Welcome to Feel Good Talk. Where our focus is on mind, body, soul, and business. You are now tuning in to Let's Talk About It. And I am Izzy Meditates, and I got my girl here, Kendra Moore.
Hi, hello.
And today we have our special guest joining us, author Katie Brown. How are you, Katie?
I am well. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Good to see you. Oh, I see you got your tea, girl.
I'm thirsty. I think like running this heater in the house just makes me like parched.
Yeah. I've got my tea on the side. So today I'm excited because we are going to talk about hair. Yes, hair is the topic. And it's not just hair, it's hair care, how we feel about our hair, how it makes us feel, how maybe other people feel when they see our hair. So as we talk about this topic, I'll start with my journey of personal hair care. And I've had 50 million styles over the last 46 years. Started out, I think I didn't get my first perm until I was 18. My mom was pretty serious about that. She didn't want us to have like chemicals in our hair. And so my cousin, Cordy Payton, shout out to Cordy Payton and Ron Payton. They have a salon and she permed my hair, cut it in a nice, cute salt and pepper style, had like the little bob right here with the back long. And I love that style, but because I was into sports and other things like that, I couldn't keep up with it. And so it didn't look as beautiful as it did the first day she kind of did my hair. So like shortly after that, I went back again to wearing braids. Mm-hmm. And I think you guys don't know, but I used to braid hair back in Pennsylvania on my porch in my house. And so that was like my extra side hustle. So I kept braids for a while. And then when I was 21, I just got tired of maintaining a hairstyle. So I went to Philly. And there was a dude there named Kazoo. I walked into his shop, no girls in there but me. And I just said, shave it all off. And he was just like, sis, like, really? I was like, yep, like, really? So he took me before everybody else and he just shaved it all off. So
all the way down to the skin?
All the way down to the skin. And I wore it like that for about a year. And then I moved to Virginia at the time. So I had short, bald hair. I have to show a picture. And after that, I would come back and a gentleman named Cheese would cut my hair. I didn't trust Virginia barbers and Virginia hair salons. So I literally would travel on the train all the way back to Philly to get him Cheese to cut my hair. After that, I had a set of dreads. I was about 24 and I kept that natural hairstyle all the way up until the current. So in between that, I basically had dreads, shaved it bald, protective hairstyles, back to the dreads again. And then I went to the protective hairstyle and now I'm back to the locks.
Right.
In my 40s. And I think for me, I'm really pleased with my hairstyle now. It's me. I don't have to worry about maintaining it. I don't have to worry about going to a hair salon. I just braided it up myself, shampoo it, and however it comes out, that's how it goes. And so that's where I am right now in my 40s. I just want to be able to wake up and go, shampoo and go. And Cass has a lot of hair. So to have to do her hair and my hair, I had to make a decision to lock my hair up. That way I could have time to do her hair. So that's how my journey, my journey has gone. How about you, Kate?
Oh, go ahead. Who's going next?
Oh, I don't mind.
I'll wait.
Well, I think my journey with changing hair, as far as textures and perms and everything, probably wasn't really my decision because we were children. I remember growing up, it was always that hot press. You got your hair washed, they parted it, it dried, they hot pressed it with the slab of grease on the back of the hand and everything. And then that's how you went. But then, like you said, as far as time, then you get into middle school, high school, you think you're supposed to have straight hair and you want to look a certain way. Then the chemicals come, not realizing we're really thinning our hair out too thin, opposed to keeping some thick texture. So I think I went natural probably about almost 5 years ago. And I did it with my stylist, who I love. And I actually knew him since he was a child. And he started braiding hair as a child. He did my hair from a wedding. He did my hair for everything. And so, and he's Tony A. Lorenzo's. I love him. But so what we did was I got it all cut down to a healthy length.
Yeah.
I could not do what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you. I take it off. But what we did was he nurtured my hair.
Yeah.
So over a 2-year period, I would wear a weave, but it was the human hair. So my hair would get it would get washed, deep conditioned, the treatment, sit under the dryer, then cornrowed, sewed in. But every 2 to 3 weeks, I go get the wash, deep condition because it's the human hair. So we can do that. And I didn't have to get it out for 3 months or so.
Yeah.
Now, it's costly in the beginning a little bit, but the upkeep wasn't too bad. But as you get busier, it's hard to keep going somewhere every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. And then when COVID hit, I just been doing this, which I love, the crochet. Yeah. So I bother my sister, when are you coming over? Then that's when I try to take it out, wash, deep condition, so she could cornrow it. Because if I cornrow it, it ain't gonna be tight for a long time. So I do this, but I don't know. Hair care is different for us. So I'm so thankful that you guys are doing this show tonight, because people see us and think, oh my God, she got the best haircut. She got the best little locks. She got the best this, but it ain't always best.
No.
And the reason I decided to do this instead of wearing my hair more, because when you deal with trauma, it affects your hair as well. Right. And nobody understands it may start thinning. You may have length, but it's thinning because of trauma. So they don't understand everything ties together. And us, as far as Black women, it attacks our hair more than we ever talk about.
Right. Right. Good point. And I love your hair like that. I like that curly.
So much. Let me tell you, I'm born 69, but I love big 80s hair.
Yeah. I was
in high school in the 80s, and me and my sister, believe it or not, I'll find a picture and send it to you later, Izzy. We had this hair.
Yeah.
So I'm back in the 80s.
I love it. It's beautiful.
And look, beautiful. Big hair makes you look a little small.
We all know those tricks. So for me, it's been interesting because my mom was a beautician. So, I kind of grew up with the hair and her doing hair in the salons and in the house and all that stuff. And so I think too, just because my personality, I'm an experimental type of person. So I had everything like you were saying, from the pressed when I was like super, super young to getting the perm to getting the weaves, So, and at one point in my job, I must have come in with a new hairstyle like every 4 months. And right. And it was like, it'll be like here one day and then here one day and here. And then, my, Caucasian colleagues learned a lot about Black hair. I was the only one. I was the only Black woman in our department. And they were like, man, your hair grew quick. And I'm like, really? It was like right here. And it was, now it's here. Like, you don't get it. But so I did that. I did the braids. I used to braid too a little bit, braid people's hair, but I did braids. Only thing I haven't done are locks, and I wanted locks by the time I turned 50. But since I'm 19, that's a long way to go. So no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I decided to cut it for 2 main reasons. One, the more I started getting involved with like essential oils and learning about chemicals and stuff like that, that kind of pushed me away from doing processing stuff to my hair. And then the other thing was I got so sick and tired of going to the beauty salon and sitting there for hours and paying money, and it's not a pleasant experience. So, I just one day cut it, and then I started going to the barber, which, by the way, that's not quick either. I didn't know that at the time, but so now I've been like this for probably like 4 or 5 years. I feel like
it's beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah, but Going to a men's hair salon is much quicker than going to a women's hair salon.
I don't know, Izzy.
I don't have patience. The first time I got weave, I think I was like 24, 25, and I just wanted to change. You know, after you have a baby, you just want to be like, you know, you want something new. And I wanted it like it was down here. And this chick, she took 6 hours. She actually stopped, went and ate. She's like, excuse me, can I just go get something to eat and then come back? I was like, oh no, never again. Yeah. And
I love the salon. To me, I always say, on my way to therapy,
right.
I will sit in there for because I don't plan anything else to do that day.
Okay, right.
So to me, it's a peaceful place, especially if I'm sitting there and the only person I know is the stylist. I ain't got to talk to nobody unless I want to. I can read a book if I want to. I can put music on and I can relax, especially after they scratch your hair real good for about 20 minutes. But I can relax. It's like, for me, it's a peaceful place.
Right.
And you get to hear some good stories too.
Right.
I think because I'm impatient and I'm just like, I'm already thinking ahead. And so I think like when I'm sitting for a while, I'm like, okay, I could be doing like X, Y, and Z. Like in my mind, I'm off. And why is she taking so long? And why, by the way, can you take 2.5 hours, but you're looking at me funny when I show up like 10, 15 minutes late?
I can't just on a mission.
No, but that's like, I
gotta go. Kendra,
I gotta go.
I know, right? No, I can't. I get really uneasy because I sit, and maybe I should be more mindful and try to do like Karen and sit and, you know, it's so hard.
I love it because think about when you do your hair at home, you get interrupted. I was doing this the other day. My granddaughter Penelope, Nona, what you doing? Nona, are you cutting your hair? I'm like, no, I'm not cutting my hair because I don't want her to take scissors and cut hers. Nona, what you doing? In the bathroom. Are you finished yet? I'm not relaxing while I got to go through this tedious process.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, I like hair. Like I braided hair before too, but I don't like to do it. I love hair and braids. I'll sit for 13 hours to get micro braids. I love it.
Oh wow!
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I don't have to do anything but sit and relax. Somebody's catering to me.
Yeah, I can see that, especially if you're in a nice salon. If you have make it a nice experience. Then that's fine.
I take my laptops in there. If I'm selling something, promoting something, I'm putting flyers, I'm talking about it. Hey, I'm making an adventure of it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So this is getting deep. We have to go to comments. I almost forgot. Chuck's going to get me. We'll go to comments next and see what's going on. See who's checking us out today. I got a message and I just started chatting on. Okay. William Dickerson said, hey, ladies, Izzy meditates, Kendra Moore. Talk about it, and I am listening. Oh,
hi, William. We're coming to the guys, so hold on there.
I know, right? Brian Nichols says, what's up, Queens? Hi, Brian. How are you? Charles Brakely says, good evening, ladies. How you doing? Hello. We got Jacqueline McLean. Hello, ladies. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Charles says, I love the 90s styles.
Yes.
Yeah. And Chuck says again, anyone ever have a Jerry curl? I hope I spelled it right.
I did. That was
Jerry.
That was in my
I have a Jerry curl, but I had a leisure curl.
He says he loved women in locks. I don't think I've ever had. I've not had a Jerry curl, but I wanted one. C. Elaine Rowe Brown says yes.
Yes.
And then Chuck says, what do you ladies think about wigs?
I've done wigs too.
I haven't done wigs, but I will if I had to. Like if I was bold enough to be like Izzy and completely start over and shave my head, I'm putting a wig on until I get some length.
Right.
But it gotta be the right wig.
Yeah. So I have what is called C. Elaine Rowe Brown says, say that. And I think she's referring to maybe a comment that we had said before. To see if we have any more comments. Charles says, I used to have locks and I had to go to the hair salon to get them done. The conversations they had were worse than the barbershop.
I believe
it's the same thing. Tabron Short says, I look forward to going to the barbershop. It's my therapy.
Yeah.
Hey, Tabron. Jacqueline McLean says, I'm glad you're having this live and I caught it. Thanks for tuning in, Jacqueline. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Another comment from Jacqueline says, I wear them for 3 days and I'm taking off the wig. Yeah. So I have what is called a transition wig when I used to wear protective styles. And so it takes so long to take all the braids out and then take the little teeny crocheted hair out because I had so much hair of my own. So I would take the crocheted hair out, wait a day, go to work, come home, take the cornrows out, shampoo it, re-cornrow it again, wear my wig, go to work, come back, crochet it, and then so I would wear the wig for 3 days, like once a month. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. When I was wearing wigs, did I wear them when I lived in Florida? I think I did. Hot and sweaty. You know, because they didn't make it back like, you know, they were made differently, I feel like, back in the day than now. Like even some of the cheaper ones now, you can get it where it's not as like heavy and stuff. But yeah, no. And I never knew how to master this whole thing where that way it's like you show your baby hair and all that. Like it looks good when people do it, but I couldn't master it. So
that's the what is that?
Because you got to put the makeup on there and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not going on like Access Hollywood. I'm just trying to go work.
Like when you said you wear the wig because you took the crochet out and you got to wait a day and all that. But I do the same thing. But what I will do sometimes put like a wrap and have it bunt in the back and I put a baseball cap on.
Oh, yeah, right.
I do something like that.
Right.
I haven't done it like with a wig.
Yeah.
I'm a hat person too, so I'll throw.
I love hats and I love a wrap, a hair wrap. I love hair wraps.
I'd make them out of like old shirts or some type of material that I had.
I love that we're comfortable enough in our skin now to wear them outside.
Yeah,
wear them to work, to wear them to the grocery store. I love that we're on our skin.
Sometimes I'll wear like Kendra says she likes it. I'll have like they're like you can wear them as a mask, but you can also wear them as a headband. So I'll wear it and I just tie it up in the back and then I put like a hoodie over it and have it kind of drape. Sometimes when we do meditation, it just kind of covers us and closes everything off. And I've kind of gotten used to just having that kind of closed in comfort of being underneath, you know.
Izzy, when you had your hair, so when you shaved it bald, basically, did you ever wear it out? Or did you like out in the public, or did you have it covered?
Oh, no, I just wore it out. It was like my statement.
Okay. And what was the reaction that you got from people?
Sometimes I would like do things just as a shock factor. It would either be a shock factor to my parents. Like I literally came home and was like, Mom, guess what? And then she's just sitting there looking at me. Now my mom, her hair is literally down to like almost touching the bottom of her back. She gets it trimmed and she wears it in like a little bun all the time. And I just was, I don't know, it was like a cleansing for me to just be like, I'm done. Like, I'm going to wake up and you're going to stare at me when I'm walking down South Street and I'm in Philly. Like, look at this girl. She has no hair. And I love that. And I wanted people to ask me, like, what did you do to your hair? Well, I just decided I'm tired of it. I don't want to braid it anymore. I don't want to sit for hours. I just want to wake up and go. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
I just kind of went through that phase.
We got too many people now when women, especially us women of color, when we cut our hair, shave our hair and shave it and dye it or do crazy things, like you said, the shock factor.
Right.
We don't uplift each other enough. We don't commend each other, praise each other. I mean, we can be best friends and give constructive criticism, but we go to the negative, like, so what are you, gay now? What are you, lesbian?
Right.
They're stereotyping opposed to saying that's awesome.
Yeah.
You felt you do that. And that's the sad thing.
Yeah. It was many times that people would just be like, are you going to really wear? And I love my dad. I hope he's not watching this now. Maybe he is. But I had gone for this interview for this huge company that was like they financed big companies. Mm-hmm. So they were like financiers or whatever. And my red was red. I mean, my wig was red. Like it was fire. And that's how I was feeling. Like I wanted to wear a fire red wig. My dad said, I hope you're not going to that interview. I said, yes, I am. And I had these white pearls on and this big red hair. And I'm just like, I just want to do me.
Right. Right.
The afro, sometimes I wear it and people will look at me like, oh my gosh, that's all your hair. Or I'll get questions like, how do you wash your hair? How do you keep it like that? Well, what do you do when you have your crocheted hair in?
Right.
Do you put it under there? I never knew you had so much hair. You know how we get that all the time.
Yeah. We get that all the time.
Right. It's interesting for that comment because I'm always like, when people say that, like, I didn't know you had a lot of hair, or I didn't know you had long hair or whatever. It's almost like the praise, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like they see you on a different level, you know, because you have, all this hair. So it's just funny, going back to like our perceptions of beauty, you know what I mean? And the different hairstyles and stuff like that. It's, it's interesting.
I was going to say, I didn't understand the concept of straight hair, natural hair in middle school and high school.
No.
I just always thought it had to be straight. You know what I mean? Like I saw rappers or I saw my friends and it had to be straight. Had I known it, or maybe someone in my family was wearing more of a natural hair, then I probably would have, steered towards something like that. But because I didn't see that, it wasn't until I got in college that I was just like, oh, wow, like natural hair is just as beautiful, too, whether it's curly or you have it cornrowed back. You know what I mean? But it took me until then.
Like when I look at family pictures, the generation right before me, like my older sister, aunties and all that. And it wasn't even that long before me. They wore the afros.
Right.
They were natural. So it kind of changed fast.
Yeah.
And I think that's because of society. And that's why when I did that post the other day where I said we wear protective styles because we're busy, not because we don't have hair.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like when you said people have this aha moment, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's all your hair. And then can I touch it? No, you can't touch it.
Right.
All the time.
I was going to
say real quick.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
To your point about like the afro to moving into straight, that just in my mind had a lot to do what was going on socially during that era, right? Because you had I'm Black and I'm Proud, right? Mm-hmm. And then we started moving more into the goal getting into the corporate world and being more accepted. So that way we can. And then I think that's when it changed to like straighten your hair, because when I actually had my hair straight, when I used to press it and then the edges wouldn't be pressed. My Caucasian colleagues could care less. They were like, oh, your hair is so cute. It's curly on the side. But, my sisters will be like, when are you going to get that thing pressed out? And I'm like, okay. So it's just funny, the limitations that we put on each other.
Right.
So, yeah. Go ahead, Izzy.
I didn't forgot about hair being pressed until Karen said it. And you guys said it because that was my aunt used to press my hair. And my favorite style was she would press it and she would braid this round braid that would go around like a crown.
Yes.
And it would go fully around and I just loved that hairstyle. I thought it was beautiful. But I never liked getting it straightened because I always got burned somehow.
Yeah.
No matter how still I sat, I still got burned.
We're traumatized. Burned.
Shucks, we have more comments, so we're going to check out what our audience is saying. Jacqueline McLean says, I could never get the baby hair to stay even with my own hair.
Yeah. I don't even think I ever had baby hair since I was a baby.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had it, but I had that brown gel. And a toothbrush. Remember that?
Yep.
She also says, yes, I chopped mine back in 2012 and I'm ready to do it again. Go for it, Jacqueline.
Do it.
Go for it. Celeste Laughlin says, good evening, ladies. Hey, Celeste, how are you? Good to see you. Charles says, I love natural hair. It's the best way to go. For me, I think it's personally easier.
See, for me, it's not easy.
Yeah. Tabron Short says, taking notes, keep giving out the beauty secrets, ladies. Us guys, we need to know these things. It makes us feel better in understanding what you ladies go through.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you. Tamara Lally, good evening. She says, hi, Tamara.
Hi, Tamara.
Good to see you. C. Elaine Rowe Brown says, love the natural. Yeah, I think I'm sticking with the natural now. But I mean, you never know. Jacqueline also says, I think a lot of us felt the same way. Yeah, I think she may be pretending to maybe the natural hairstyle.
Celine says burned on
your
ear. I know.
Oh, yeah. I used to get jacked up on the ear. Charles says, I remember seeing a lot of females walking around all burnt foreheads.
Stop it. You're not right.
You are too much. So let's talk about how you keep your hair healthy. For me, I think the less I do to it, the better it is. Yeah. I've never really used any specific like product that I thought was the bomb. I literally go to the dollar store and I look at the ingredients on it, and whatever is inside of it that looks good to me, I just stick it in my hair. I've never really done anything. And I feel like the less I pay it attention, the faster it grows, the fuller it gets, and the less I do it. So I've not really done anything. Like I've not had a deep oil cleanse, or I just go. Yeah. What about you? What about you, ladies? How do you take care of your hair?
Well, I always try to keep it super moisturized.
Yeah.
And I'm old school. People laugh because I like hair grease. I am old school. I love hair grease. So my scalp is being greased, because my thing is, if it worked the first 30, 40 years of my life and I had healthy hair, it's going to still work.
Right.
I always like to make sure that I saturate my hair with like a 7-in-1 oil, something that's going to keep it, because hair dries out fast.
Yeah.
And you could notice the texture when it's shinier or when it's dry. Because like when I take this out and I'm taking my hair out, I'm like, man, my hair like a hot mess. But once I wash and start getting them oils in it and out, it's like boom, night and day.
Right.
Night and day. So my main thing is moisture.
Yeah.
And hair grease.
Yeah.
And hair grease. I agree. For me, it's funny. Moisture is the main thing. One of the things I had to do is I could no longer neglect my anemia. So I was losing a lot of hair, especially like on this side, which is still kind of thin. Or is it that side? I'm looking at the camera, but one of these sides, where it was like really like breaking off and really bald and stuff like that. And I couldn't understand. I thought it was just because my hair was dry or sensitive or whatever. And then found out that I was like severely anemic. So that had, a lot to do with my hair breakage. So once I, started taking iron and then also boosting other supplements as well, then I noticed the difference. In terms of day to day, what I do is, because, I'm an essential oils lady. So I have my spray bottle that I put water in. I put jojoba oil in, hemp seed oil in, and then I drop peppermint and rosemary or whatever I feel like, dropping that's good for your hair. And then I just spray that on, so that's like my daily leave-in thing for that.
Well, I need a sample of that.
Yeah. I can tell you, I can show you how to, like, it's super easy. But so it keeps it really moisturized.
That makes sense what you said, because I'm severely anemic too. So I gotta take my iron and everything. And you never think about all that. We always think that we're losing hair or something because the braids are too tight, or we're not putting cream on it. And I like that on the inside.
Right. Yeah. You know what? I never knew that. I'm severely anemic too.
Oh, well, hey.
Yeah, they wanted to put me on like like an iron infusion. I was like, oh no, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
we're not gonna. But my hair would come out, but I would just assume that because I had it in a protective style for so long, and it was so much chunks of it. But now that you say that, that could have been it. And
because
you know why?
When you're anemic, that's a loss of oxygen in your blood, right?
Yeah.
So your hair, the way that it grows, it needs that. It needs the blood. It needs the oxygen. It needs that for your follicles. So when you don't have it, it's almost like taking a hose and like clamping, and it's not getting what it needs, and then it starts like coming out. So yeah, and there's
Oh, wow.
there's a lot of different health conditions people may have, you know. So that's, I mean, it's an important point that, yeah, we shouldn't always just go for product, but maybe we also need to check our health as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And what we do on the inside.
Yeah.
I'm sure foods
It's
can help a
holistic.
lot as well. Yeah.
It's a
I want
holistic.
to put this out there, and then we'll come back to talking about us, because we have some fellas in the audience
Yes.
here. I want to know how the fellas feel about men wearing hair weave. I did see that today, and I was quite impressed. The gentleman had lost most of his hair, and he wanted to have hair again, so he shaved what was left. They then put an adhesive, like a white Elmer kind of glue, all over his head. They took the patch of human hair, like pushed it down, put a scarf on it to hold it down. And when it finally glued all together, they shaved it, and they gave him the bomb shape up. Like, you couldn't even tell that his hair was fake. So while we continue to talk, I want to know how the men in the audience feel about wearing men's hair weave.
Wait a minute. Okay. I'm a whole, go ahead, Karen.
It was to each his own, but my husband just go bald. He'd be spending all his money on hair.
Right.
So, just go bald.
Yeah. But he said that it could last 3 months. You could shower with it on. And so, I mean, I've only had weave once, like the kind that you sew in or glue. And I know that it was just like, I couldn't get underneath the scalp enough. So I can imagine how your skin feels having the adhesive. But as far as like a confidence builder and you feeling, like you have your hair back, I think it's, awesome on that end. But that's a lot to maintain every 3 months. Yeah,
it is. And I'm thinking too, now I'm kind of being funny, but kind of not. You know how guys like back in the day would like complain? They probably still do. So you guys can let us know. When women have hair weaves and you go to like rub their hair or something and you feel all them tracks.
Kendra, why you go there?
Now I'm saying the guys are flipping it on us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, am I gonna be feeling tracks now in the guy's hair? That's not cute.
Yeah. Karen, this is why Kendra and I connect, because she says things that I'm thinking. All right, so we got some comments here. Let's see what the fellas got to say about this hair weave for men. Would you get the hair weave? Have you had the hair weave? Tayron Short says, in middle school, I like the natural look on ladies. How about you, Izzy? I had my hair natural a lot because my parents were really strict. They didn't like me to have I couldn't get a perm. So that's how I began to braid hair, because I didn't have I wanted the straight look, but because they wouldn't allow me to do it, I would braid the braid halfway down and let the end out straight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's how I had the long straight hair. And so that's how I did that. But yeah, I love the natural look, but I wanted the straight hair at the same time.
Yeah.
Charles Breckley says, what are some of the best moisturizers to use for hair? I'm gonna let Kendra answer that.
Well, I'm not a beautician or anything, but I think it goes back, what Karen was saying, things that moisturize. So when I do the same thing like Izzy does, when I pick a product up, I'm looking at the back, and if I see too many words that have like 15 letters that I can't pronounce, then I put that down, because I'm just like, I try to look for the most natural thing possible. But yeah, I think that's the thing, is try to look for something that just has natural ingredients in it.
Yeah. And it's kind of like food. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it still goes through your scalp. Jacqueline McLean says, and a good steam treatment. Oh, wow. I've not heard of a steam treatment. Like,
I had it once. I had it once where you sit underneath a dryer. So Jacqueline, let me know if this was your experience too, where you sit underneath a dryer type of thing, and then it literally like does a steam to your hair. And I can't remember if I had on a cap or if it was a hooded dryer, but I had it done once, and it actually worked pretty well. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like any hair cream, like you said, with less items in it, but I always go straight for something that says it has argan oil in it.
Nice.
Something that has argan oil in it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yep. Argan is
Tamu
very good.
Carrot says, good evening, my beautiful queens. Hi, Tamu.
Hi, Tamu.
How are you? Charles Brakely says diets are definitely important. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Charles says I'm cool with it.
With the man weave.
Oh, the man weave. Okay. Gary Brown says bald the rest of my life. Hi, Mr. Brown. Tamu Garrett says, heck no, I would never wear a hair wig for men. When I start losing it, I'll just lose it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tay Brosher says, no. Stick with the juices and the berries, guys. And then we have Shamir Mobley just busting out laughing. I think he's laughing at the weave. And Tamu says, yes, talking about play.
Oh, gosh. I'm
playing,
not.
Oh, I see.
I'm just going to take my drink.
Oh, Tamu.
I'm just going to take my drink on that one.
Tamu says, love all natural hair. I have 4 sisters, aged 52 to 63, and none of them have ever wore a wig or weave.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jacqueline McLean says yes.
Okay. I think for the steam treatment type of thing.
Cool.
I think that's what she was referring to.
That's cool. That is funny. That is really funny. But I was going to say the chemicals that are in the cream or anything that we put in our hair can also seep through our scalp and through our skin as well. So when you think about that and you think about the perms, it's kind of like the same, the same concept. And is this affecting us long term? Is it causing cancer? Do we know that? Is it causing, fertility issues because of the chemicals? So I think it's best before you do any hairstyle to kind of research. But when you're a child, you don't know to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just go with whatever's in style and kind of like, if your parents tell you no, or tell you yes. But we really need to research what we're putting on our bodies, in our bodies, for sure.
Yeah, our skin is our largest organ. People forget that. Like people forget that your skin is like living, breathing, from the scalp to your toes, right? So yeah, the more you put the chemicals in it, Izzy's right. Like it does seep into your skin. But there was a research that was done on Black women hair products. And what they found was the Black women's hair products were more toxic, let's say, than the Caucasian products because our chemicals are so, harsh in order to straighten our hair. I mean, just think about it. And I didn't think about it till later, but we all have gotten burned by perms, right? And you're sitting there and you're just like waiting because you're trying to get that bad boy straight as a comedian. Your head is on fire. And, it's just not healthy. But it's something you got to sacrifice for convenience.
Yeah,
so that
it is sad what we have sacrificed, not even just for convenience, but to be accepted.
Right.
We sitting there with the perm like this. I remember, I'm from Connecticut. I remember when I first moved to Virginia, and one of the first things we do as women is look for the stylist. Who's the local stylist? Where we're gonna get our hair done? Because I wasn't as close as Izzy to be able to travel back and forth. And I remember going to this little old shop, a lady named Louise, who did everybody's hair. Bless her heart, rest her heart. And it's in a little place, a little storefront. And she put the perm in, she slapped the perm in.
Right.
And after she slapped the perm in, the water cut off in the whole building.
You had a Malcolm X situation.
My hair was burning, and then had to run next door and get buckets of water. I'm my head in the sink, they pouring it over, and I'm just thinking they ain't never gonna get all this out. But the things we do, but what's sad is, like Izzy, you were saying, with as far as being a child, we didn't even make a lot of decisions. Some other people made the decision because it was easier for them.
Right. Yeah.
Let me slap this perm in so I can brush your hair faster at night, or let me do this because it's easier for them outside of looking into what's healthy for the child.
Right. That is so true.
Yeah.
And then it's like a conditioning. We kind of follow it, and we think. It wasn't until I was in my adulthood that I'm like, wait a minute. I have a choice now.
Yes.
This is not working for me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We don't think about the chemicals. And like you said, our products have more things to harm us.
Right.
And then when we try to go to the doctor, they can't help us because they're not trained
Right.
to help with our issues.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not in their medical books.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And that's on top of all the other issues that we tend to have. So
Yeah.
I agree.
And then, to top it off, when I didn't want to pay to get my hair permed, I tried to put it in myself.
Woo,
Yeah.
then we all step
And so I always had, like, I didn't know the root.
Yeah.
I was putting it on top of you because you're supposed to not put it on the perm hair and only put it on the root, but I can't see it. So, I mean, I'm sure I was damaging that.
Yeah.
But
and then the hair colors.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I loved a good hair color. I'm like, so now I'm like, got my grays coming in and stuff. I'm like, whatever.
Right.
So
yeah, I've got a couple.
It
of those
is what
too.
it is.
I tried to hair color my hair once, and this is hard. I mean, I don't know. I think Caleb was probably 2 or 3. Again, I'm going through these changes of trying to make myself look beautiful. But now I'm older, and I'm like, I'm beautiful the way that I am. Just not get into all of that. But I dyed my hair, and the dye got in my eye, and so it started to bubble up. And I had to go to the doctors. Yeah, when I say it bubbled up fast, you've got that thin layer over your eye that you don't know is actually like there. No one, but it literally just whoosh, and off to the doctor I went. And I was just like, I'm done. I can't dye my hair anymore. I'm just taking that chance. I mean, you have some people that are really good at it, but
yeah.
And dye is another thing that we're not educated on.
Right.
We don't know that it's 2 different color pigments. It's like my pigment is red. So no matter how many times I bought that brown box because I wanted that sandy brown hair, unless I went to a stylist, that store box was turning my hair towards the red.
Right.
I wasn't got to do this and that, so we knew what we was doing. But stop doing all this stuff when you have babies.
Right. I know, right? Oh no, I got a funny story for you. So when was Prel out? Do you remember Prel? Prel is a shampoo. Yeah. So my auntie would always watch the soaps, and it would come on, and this girl would shampoo her hair, and it would flow. So I said, I'm gonna buy me some Prel with my little allowance that my parents had given me, right? So I go down to the little corner store, I get me some Prel, shampoo my hair, and I didn't understand why my hair didn't come out straight like that commercial.
And I know it was hard. I know it was hard.
It didn't. It just made the curls tighter. And it was more coarse because it wasn't meant for my hair. But I didn't know that. Yeah. I just saw the commercial and just assumed my hair was going to come out flowing like hers. But I'll never forget that.
Back then, you were supposed to pay attention to the commercials on Saturday after Soul Train.
What's that?
not after the soap operas.
After Soul Train. I know that's right. Well, it's almost the same thing. So the other reason why I did my hair, like just kind of cut it down and stuff, but because now on the internet, with social media, there are all these hair care videos. And I got caught up trying to freaking do a wash and go. And I tried this chemical or not chemical, this product and that product and whatever. And I'm like, oh man, I could still do a wash and go. I can't do no wash and go. Like I gotta like put product in my hair to make it kind of do what I needed to do. But they made it look so easy online. And then that's when it started clicking with me that even amongst, us, there's such a variety of different hair types. Yes, and you really have to pay attention, to that.
Yeah. And that's it's across the board. Like for me, these are my locks. They take forever. The last set, it took me about 3 years before they locked. The top locks, but the ends stay curly. Whereas on my son's, his hair just locks up automatically. And then Cass is different. So when we see these things on videos, we're just like, let's try them. Because we're kind of thinking, well, maybe it's going to work for me too. But their hair is completely different.
Completely
different.
So I don't know if these are the same comments we read already, but it looks like we might have some more comments. Maybe not. Chuck can let us know if not.
Oh, there. Tamara Lolly says, yes, to be accepted.
Yeah.
We've
all been there.
And Jacqueline McLean says, yes. And my natural curls was the bomb. Nice. I love natural curls.
Yeah.
Charles says, the story you told, Karen, kind of remind me of an episode of Martin when Myra got her perm and all her hair fell out. That was hilarious. Gail Roebuck Dixon. Hi, Gail. How are you?
Hi, Gail.
Charles Brinkley, my hair did not fall out the first time I had a perm.
It did fall out.
Oh, she said it did?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Charles said, wow.
Gail's one in the back of the day. She wore a nice natural afro when she was in high school.
Oh, wow. Tabron Short says, try it again, Izzy. It will straighten after a second wash. He says to put the Prel in. I don't even think they sell that anymore.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, yes. That's the commercial.
Izzy, you should have known with the Diane name.
I didn't know.
Like, I just not for you.
I just watched that thing and I remember being really disappointed because I had did it because I was going to go out with my friends the next day and I couldn't wait to have, I didn't know. I really, but I don't think they sell it anymore. So I want to ask your younger self and how your hairstyles made you feel as a youth, as in high school. I want to know how you felt with these styles in middle school, high school, and what do you feel about these styles now? Like, and what do you feel about them when it comes to your inner self? And do they make you feel beautiful? Are you more like resistant to wearing certain styles because you have to go to work? Or are you now, because we're in our what I call the afternoon of our life, like, hey, this is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus compared to what it was in middle school. So what are your thoughts on that?
Middle school.
All right. Who remembers like hairstyles?
I know. You can we go to high school? Because middle school.
Yeah. I mean, I remember middle school and not having like, I know some young ladies had really, really, really super nice hairstyles. And mine was just more like 2 braids. Yeah. I wore like 2 braids all the time.
That's the style.
Yeah. Or beads and stuff like that. And I always wanted to have my hair straight. So I kind of went through that phase. But high school, I started to kind of like feel a little bit better.
It's funny because here, when I think about hairstyles, and I graduated in 1986, it's like whatever clique you was a part of,
right?
You kind of mimic
that hairstyle.
Who belonged to what clique?
Right.
You know, so we had the straight hair. I used to love getting my hair cut all the time because it was so thick. I remember going to a salon of a Spanish lady salon who had scissors that went like this. To thin it out. My hair. So when I look at some pictures, I like some hairstyles. I look at my senior yearbook picture. I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? That's a picture I won't hang up on the wall.
I know, right?
And as I grew up, it's like I did the bob cuts. I love a short haircut. I will wear any hairstyle. Right. I don't discriminate. I love the hair swoop hair, the boxy pick or whatever they call that. So I wear any hairstyle. But what I've learned is a style that makes me really feel like 100% is big hair.
Right.
Look, I redid this the other day.
Yeah.
Did not do it 2 nights ago. And I go to work and it was the windiest day and it's flowing how you can wait. I went to the office, I said, the wind is just so strong.
It's like you're Beyonce on stage with the wind machine.
I don't know if it's because it takes me to a time where I wore my natural hair like this.
Right.
And it was just, I was comfortable. I don't know what it is.
Right.
But I don't discriminate. I'll wear any hairstyle.
Yeah. I used to have my hair like that for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that my dreads will get to that point, but I love the poofy hair. Yes. I think my hair is just so flat. And this is like
but you got to go get it fused where it lifts it up.
It's a, you know how they say it's the ugly phase in dreads? This is just kind of like the flat, like.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I can't do anything with it, but I like yours. I want it to be like.
Girl, you too can have this do.
You too can. That's our commercial. Right. That's our commercial there.
You two can
Speaking
have
of,
this.
we have comments first. Let's go to the comments, and then I think Chuck has a commercial for us.
Awesome.
Let's see what the audience has to say. Tabron Short says, high school, the cut was for the girls. Now it's just to remain professional. Yeah. And it depends. Like, I've seen some people with some, like, I saw one girl, she had her hair cut. It was red on the top, and it was like yellow stripe, green stripe, blue stripe, purple. Yeah. And they're wearing a lot of different colors now. Charles Brakely says, I used to have a block, a Gumby, oh man, a round fade with parts, a regular fade. And I can go on and on and on. I had my locks for 11 years.
Wow.
Y'all remember Gumby?
Yes.
Yes, honey. Yes.
I was dating somebody that had the salt and pepper haircut.
Oh, yeah. I had that for a while. Jacqueline McLean says, I had braids and beads in high school. I got it into here and I became a hairdresser, and I kept my hair done every day. And then as I got older and moved south, I think I commit to Gap layback hair. I don't know what that is. Maybe she can tell me. And then again, now it's just natural hair. Is everybody wears their hair natural, so it doesn't really bother me that much to wear her hair natural. When I was younger, I probably would not have never did natural hair. Yeah.
So Jacqueline can let me what I'm getting from, and Jacqueline, let us know if this is right, because I'm a girl from the South, and definitely North is much more accepting of natural hair than down South, even till this day. Yeah. So I'm thinking she said she laid it back when she was down South.
Okay. So Tamara Lawley says, in middle school, I was allowed to do my own hair. Nice. And I started out wearing a ponytail. My grandmother was still in charge of my hair being straightened. Yeah, that was like everybody's grandma and auntie.
Yeah.
Charles Brakely says, salt and pepper here.
You got jokes.
I know, right? I have some hairstyles for you, man. I did the salt and pepper thing. I did the beads, but those layers to keep together was a bit much.
Yeah, sleep on.
Who had waves? The kind of stuff.
Waves. I have finger waves.
I have finger waves. I actually love, besides the fact that they were hard like a helmet. Yeah. I just love because it was like kind of retro, because I had like the part here, you know what I mean? Like I was about to grab a mic and sing some blues or something.
Right.
I never got finger waves till I moved to Virginia. I moved here, I think in 96. And after Louise slapped that perm in my head and she was the one to actually put them in, I never thought I would like them, but I did.
Yeah, I liked finger waves.
I tried it once. It's just that it would start to itch, so I would get like a pencil.
Yeah, you couldn't wear it long.
Yeah, you couldn't. Maybe a couple days.
Yeah, you had
a couple of days.
Party, and that was it.
Yeah. I remember my aunt. She probably my favorite aunt. She was in her 60s, and I said, "Let me do your hair. Like I braid everybody's hair. I make people beautiful. Let me braid your hair." I spent 5 hours doing her hair. She did not have it in her hair 1 hour. And she said, "Child, you got to take this out. It's itching." Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It looks so pretty. And I'm like, really? Can you just keep? No, I can't stand the itching. So I had to take another 3, 4, 5 hours, take them all out that same day. Yeah.
That's like a lady at work, and she's Caucasian. Yesterday, she asked, she loved my hair. She's like, "Oh my goodness." And so I had to explain the steps again. And she said, "Well, that with my hair." And I said, "I can't. I've done it on other people's hair and sewing weaves, but I had the same thing as you. As they wanted out." And I said, "I can do it." I said, "But you're probably not going to be comfortable with it, because the first couple of days is going to be tight, and I'm accustomed to being used to waiting for it to loosen up."
Right.
I've learned after I do it, because this side was a little tight last night. I sleep like this, you know. And I said, I don't waste my time when I know somebody's going to be like, "Oh no, I got to take it out."
Right. And then when to take it out. Yeah. That's a lot of work.
If you're depending where you know, if you're black, white, or whatever, we all do things different.
Yeah.
Right. I don't wash my hair every day.
Yeah.
They're like, "No, I got to take it out. I got to wash my hair."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of that, because there is and I don't know anymore, but I remember maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and one of my Caucasian friends had a fusion. They like fuse the
Yes.
weave into their hair, like a
Yeah.
little tiny piece of it, and fuse it in. And
Yeah.
I know there's a salon somewhere around here that does it.
Yeah.
And I literally, like, I couldn't tell the fake from the real hair. It kind of looked real to me. I would have never known.
Yeah.
And then I have a really good friend who is thebomb.com, and she's Caucasian. She does fake dreads.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like fake locks, and she puts them in, and they're really nice. Yeah.
I thought about trying those.
Yeah. I've had those.
Get the fused hair, but that costs too much.
Yeah. The fused hair is too much. The fake locks are heavy. I did those before once, and my son is just like, Mom, you're a disgrace. Don't go talking to people if you got fake locks. He was like, and they were like long and heavy. And then my uncle was teasing me. He was like, I won't even tell you what you look like, but I wanted them so bad. And then I would put them up in a big bun. And it was just really heavy. It lasted 2 weeks before I had to take them out. Yeah.
You didn't look into your hair, because now they got softer hair, and we got to spend so much time researching.
Yes. Talk about it.
That's why I'm so grateful you guys are having this show tonight, because somebody's picking up some tips just to know, try this, or they may message you guys and say, hey, what did you say about this, or how should I do that? I think we got to continue to encourage each other and help each other and say, no, try this place, try that way. Now everything's virtual, so
yeah. I think I would just tell people, it's kind of like going into the supermarket hungry. When you go in the supermarket and you're hungry, you pick up a whole bunch of stuff. When you're excited about just getting your hair done and you see that girl in that video and you want your hair like that, you go out and you buy all this stuff. Now you can't return it. Once you get the weave, it's yours. No matter how much you pay for it, you get it, and then you get in your hair and you don't like it. So like you said, to do the research. And now they even have like virtual, you can take a picture and then put your hair on your head in the video.
That still doesn't mean that your hair is going to do it though. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
Trust that, right?
Yeah,
it's true.
Doesn't mean, yeah,
it's true. I've tried blue weave. I thought about what happens with the wigs? They're good for a minute. They swoop over here, but by like the third day, the swoop don't swoop anymore. You just can't laugh because you know.
No, let me tell you. I'm scared to wear a wig unless it's sewed on my head. You know, they put some caps on and they'll sew it on the braids.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wear fake eyelashes and stuff because I forget and I'll be like this. I'll be walking around the other half of the day at work with one long eyelash. I'm that person. I'm that person. And I can see me with a wig on and like going like this because I'm used to doing that. And I walk like hanging on the back. That's me. I can't do it.
I got tears coming out. I got tears in my eyes because, so you know how we pluck our eyebrows back in the day. That was a thing. So my eyebrows, I don't have to pluck them at all. They are permanently shaped in an arch because I had gotten them plucked in a thin style so much. So I put like a liner to darken it up a little bit. But one day I was in school and we had to take teacher pictures, right? And I didn't have my eyebrow pencil. So I went in there and I used a Crayola crayon from the kids' box and they were crying. I said, this works better than that good stuff. But what happened is I would be at work and I'd be, playing with the kids and go like that. And next thing you know, my eyebrows are gone.
They're gone.
They are gone out. So before we go on, I'm going to have we're going to go to commercial break. Yes, we'll have our commercial and then we'll come back and chat some more.
This is A-Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A-Game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
That is our commercial break, and that is the A-Game. And everyone knows that I don't have the A-Game, but Chuck has the A-Game. So if you need to send him with all the details, go ahead and send him a message through the Feel Good Talk page. This is such a wonderful conversation. My heart is warm to be able to get together with people that I love so much. I love both you guys, and to just talk about hair. We don't get a chance to really talk about it. We're so busy doing it and going on with our lives. So this is such a wonderful conversation to have. Before we go, we have a few more comments. And I'm going to show y'all one day how I put them crayons on my eyebrow. Yeah, Robot Dixon says, I did try the weave. Yeah.
Tried it one time.
Weave is really tough. Jacqueline McLean says, sorry, this voice command is bad. Oh,
her previous message.
Yeah, Robot Dixon says, but dreads for now, over 10 years. That's right. I remember meeting you and having beautiful dreads. Mm-hmm. Charles Brakely says, I can't stand super big eyelashes.
That's a whole nother show.
Yes. Charles Brakely said, looks like they have tarantulas over their eyes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're like this.
And plasticky.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Tavon Short says, can you surf with a wig on now that is that skills?
I need my drink.
Sorry. Listen, I have a funny eyelash story. Tyrone Rick says, good evening from the 10 of Life. It has tuned in. Hi, Tyrone.
Hi, Tyrone.
Hi, Izzy Meditates, Kendra and Katie Brown. Good to see you as always. Aw, he says, I love you guys.
Oh, hi. Thank you.
He will tune in. He went to New York the other day for a business trip, and he still tuned in, even having
I know. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So, I mean, I don't want to go there, but the wigs and certain activities, it's too conscientious, like kind of like if this thing falls off.
Yeah. I'm worried that my kids will pull it off. Because
Cass track it down with bobby pin.
Cass is forever telling somebody that I had weave when I had weave.
I was gonna say little kids. Yes, they're worse.
Yeah. I was always afraid she was gonna pull it off because she'd be like, hi, Miss Karen. How are you? Did you know my mom has weave? She has fake hair.
Are you serious?
You gotta love them. They're so honest.
I know. Yeah. Every time when I had protective hair, I was just like, Cass, mom does this so I can just go. I don't have time to do my hair in the morning. Yeah. But we were talking about eyelashes, and before we head out, the funniest video I've seen is this girl had gotten on a boat. Have you guys seen that yet?
Yeah.
She was on the boat and she could not control her eyes because the wind was like, And then again,
I don't get it.
Think about it. They use glue.
Yeah.
I mean, styes, it could create styes. I mean, to each his own, but my fear is that I would love to have beautiful long eyelashes like that. I think they're pretty cool just for fun, but that's my biggest concern is to, and it's so close to the eye.
Yeah. And then they came out with magnetic lashes, and I don't understand how that works because I'm like, what is it like attaching to?
Underneath the eye, maybe? I would still end up going home and realize I got one.
I mean, for me, I think at the age, and Izzy, you talked about this or asked the question earlier, like I'm at the age now where I just don't have time for it. Like I don't have time for. Sorry, this is my cat's tail in the thing. Sorry about it.
But it's simplicity. Simplicity is what I seek now. I don't really want to take a lot of time to do much of anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just want to be able.
I think if it works for you, if you got time,
if you have time,
a lot of time. But I think it's good to jazz up for something special.
Right.
Like if I know I'm going to do a photo shoot for something or whatever, I got my young Jasmine, who I call Nana. She's my daughter from another. She does my eyebrows.
Yeah.
And she gives me my 80 eyebrows I used to have. And she pencils and, fills and do all that stuff. And when I take pictures, I just like, boom. Now I haven't graduated to the eyelash because I do want to look natural.
Right.
I don't want to look like, oh, who is that? And then they say, oh, that's Karen. I don't want to look like that.
Right.
I think if it's for, like, you shouldn't wear eyelashes that come way like this.
Right.
You sit in the office and then you sit there blinking all day, So I think appropriately to do certain things.
Yeah. I've seen some natural ones, and shout out to Jasmine. Jasmine is thebomb.com. I literally called her to help me out with a friend's wedding, and she was there boom. She
Yeah.
waited. Everything was, situated, did her makeup. She looked flawless. So I really appreciate that. Yeah.
The like, I don't mind. I've never done eyelash extensions, but I do like them. Like you said, when they look natural, even if they look dramatic, if they look natural, then it's nice and not like, plastic.
And there's ways to do that.
Not touching your cheek right here.
Yeah. I know. And I don't understand. It's like, who are your friends? Like, nobody said that looks crazy. Nobody really.
Happy that one's scared and come and smack your face thinking the bugs on.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, first it was the eyebrows, and I don't look, to each his own. But I had come up on this young lady, and her eyebrows were so strong that, and I didn't know what to say. So the only thing I could say was like, "Wow, your eyelashes are beautiful." Caleb was like, "Mom, you know her eye." He was like, "She knows that you know." They just were so.
Was she at least dressed like to the nines? Like, did it feel
cool? And it's the young style that they have. It's just that they were so vibrant. I couldn't see anything else but them, and I felt like she saw me see her eyebrows. And so that's when I made a comment. They're really beautiful. And then my son, who just speaks his mind, was like, "Mom, dude, why did you say that?" Now she knows you don't like her eyebrows. I'm like, "Well, I didn't know what you said."
I mean, do you think it's a style thing? Do you think it's like a, because we're all women of a certain age. So do you think it's like a younger style thing, a self-confidence thing? I
think they go with the fads.
Right. Yeah.
I think they go with the fads. I'm still laughing.
It's so bad. I think they go with the fads.
And say, "Oh, that's a cute outfit."
I just couldn't hide my face, and we were close range, and my son is just horrible about it.
I'm gonna teach you how to work on your Diana Ross.
I can't. It's a fad. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's a fad. I think had this happened 20, 30 years ago with us, we'd be doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right. I can't say 20, 30 with Izzy because I think you're a lot younger than me.
Huh?
You're a lot younger than me.
I'm 46. I'm I was in the eyebrow thing where they made them super thin or tattooed them on.
Well, I'm 52.
Yeah.
And did everything. Yeah. I'm
over 40.
I'm old. So
you're not old.
Eyebrows and all that stuff. But I think if we were like now, we'd all have a couple of tattoos. We'd be doing the eyelashes. Our hair be a different color every day.
Right.
So like you said, to each his own. If it works,
I agree.
And my thing is command the room. However you want to come in that room, if you want your eyebrows to introduce you, command the room.
That's right.
But it's a fad. So getting our eyebrows plucked was a fad. Did I pluck my own eyebrows? No. I went to the salon and had them plucked. You can tell the difference when the young ladies do the stencil, or I don't know what they do, or whether they try to do it themselves, because if you don't have them lined up right, then you got the curious thing going on where you know what I mean? And I don't know if you see if watch. Hold on, Charles has something to say. I don't like the golden arches. He called them the golden arches.
Eyebrows when they're like straight up. Yeah.
So I think that if you know how to do them, then
see, I haven't gone since COVID. I just clean up my own. But normally I go to one person and I have her wax them.
Right.
And then for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll pluck and just clean up.
Right.
Yeah, I do that. I do want to try that one they do with the thread. I heard
that.
I
was just gonna say, So you guys make me look so lazy because I'm not even going to get my eyebrows done at this point. So I'm probably one up here, one down here. Because again,
your eyebrows are always nice.
I thanks, but I'm not. But so what happened was I used to go to the mall and always get the threading because the threading is actually really, really nice.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt for me. It didn't hurt as bad as I thought it was going to hurt because they would do it quick. So it's just like little tugs. And then one time I went, so I would go to the same place. You know, when you get familiar with people, and sometimes I'll just be walking through the mall. I don't even have to stop there. And they're like, "Hi." And I'm like, "Oh, hey," you know. Well, so we were on that kind of level with my eyebrow lady. And then what happened was I had a date and I needed to get my eyebrows done. and the mall closed at 9, and I was there at like 8:40, like running in. Can you do my brows real quick? They're like, oh no, we're shutting down now, and all this. And I'm like, number one, me. Number two, what are you cleaning up? You're using threads.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the cleanup should literally take you like 2 minutes. So after that, I never went back there again. And I actually Googled how to thread my thing, because I was like, forget that, I'll do it myself. So sometimes I do it myself. It just depends. Sometimes I make some mistakes and I got to fill that bad boy in. But but it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like the lack of customer service to me is kind of what drives me away from, doing all of the grooming type of stuff from a professional standpoint. But I was so mad. I was like,
well, how was the date?
I mean, I'm single, so there you go.
Karen, you ask her questions, she gonna tell you. It
was probably all right for that moment, but it didn't last.
Karen, she is funny all the time. So before we head out, what advice would you give?
Tyrone. Sorry.
I didn't even see the comments. Tyrone says, Izzy, I take my feel-good family everywhere. Aw, thank you. Let's see if we have any more comments. I think that might be there we go. Charles says, Dunkin' Donuts shut down early on me the other night, 10 minutes before closing. That's different than getting your eyebrows done, Chuck.
Yeah.
You get a donut
and I would care more if it was Starbucks.
Right.
Tavon sure said, get stencils. Oh, that's what they do.
Oh, stencil.
I honestly think that it has to be stencil. There's no way you can draw your eyebrows perfectly.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Oh, neat.
No, and what if it rains? Does it come off? Tyrone Rick says, what up, brother Charles Brakely? Charles says, what's up, brother Ty? Tyrone Rick says, slow motion, brother Charles Brakely. Just tuned in for some feel good talk, brother. Oh, thanks, Ty. Charles says, thank you, brother. Oh my goodness, you guys are having a conversation with each other. Is on here. We appreciate your support.
Full low conversation.
Right?
Before we go, okay, the best thing about, in my opinion, being natural, you talked about like what happens when it rains. I am straight that one that's walking all slow in the grocery store when it's raining, because I'm like, I'm gonna worry about it. Unless it's a downpour, but like a little sprinkle and people are all scrambling, I'm just like,
yeah. It's the same thing when I had crocheted when I had the crocheted look, because it didn't frizz or anything. I never needed like an umbrella. But I was talking about the rain and the eyebrows. That's what I was talking about.
I know. I was like, I don't understand them eyebrows. But
So before we go, what advice would you give to anyone, whether it be male or female, to be their individual selves? What would you advise them to do as far as picking their own hairstyles, getting their own eyebrows, eyelashes? Since we got all into that, what advice would you give?
Go ahead, Miss Author.
I say what people say now, YOLO. Yeah. You only live once.
Yeah.
Express yourself. And sadly, I had to learn a whole lot of that after losing a child who was my most expressive child. So my thing is, do you.
Right.
But do you to the fullest.
Right.
If something is affecting you emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, because of somebody else,
right?
Because of lack of what you're not doing that you should do for yourself, reevaluate it and do you. If you want purple hair, wear purple hair. If you want crazy eyebrow, hey, you're gonna always remember that lady.
Right.
You may need to remember her because a part of the conversation y'all had may stick with you only because you remember her eyebrows.
Right.
So express yourself. And it's funny because when we were younger, there were certain shows on Saturdays that taught you how to love you and all that stuff, but then that faded away.
Right.
And we had to try to fill in the blanks with all the drama going on in life. But I say, do you to the fullest. If If you're in a clique that don't accept you, that's not your clique.
Right.
If you want to wear your hair and it's blowing like in the wind, wear it.
Right.
If somebody's judging you, that's not your friend. I mean,
Right.
who you?
Right.
Life is too short. So if you want to wear the outfit that you think is the most, let me say this, like my husband, he's a minister, he preaches. He lost his father, who was also a pastor. He has his father's hanky that he keeps laid in his Bible. So whenever he preaches, it's there.
Right.
That ain't what he used for his sweat. And I remember a lady said to him once, I'm gonna have to buy you some hankies. You got that? You just keep using that raggedy hanky.
Ooh,
Nobody knows why you're using or expressing yourself in a certain way.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need to stop being rude people and just accept what somebody wants, because that look that they're doing, that may empower you, if only for a moment, because you're dealing with abuse, you're dealing with a job loss, you're dealing with a family. So how you made yourself up, that could be the only thing that helped you get out the house. So I say, do you and do it to the fullest. If you want to be the loudest at what you do, go. I'll yell with you.
Yeah, I'm with Karen on that. I just feel like if you're not being yourself, you lose a part of you and you can't go back and get that. You know what I mean? Like, so if you want to have your eyebrows all crazy, it's fine. It's up to you to do that and to be yourself. When you lose a part of yourself, you lose your confidence and everything. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I like to wear colors that don't match. And my kids are like, what in the world is going on? But in my mind, I'm looking good. You know, like I told Kendra, my son says, this is what you think you look like and how you look. That's what he tells me all the time. But all I know is when I go outside, I feel good in what I'm in. So I think that we need to be ourselves regardless, so that we don't lose that part of us.
Yeah. Now, and I agree. I do agree. However, I also think that you have to also keep in mind the reaction that you are going to get from other people. Right. Yeah. So, you know, I'm all for the YOLO and, you know, all that stuff. But you do have to pay attention, because people, unfortunately, you know, you're judged on how you look. And it takes a big person to go beyond, you know, that first look thing to really get to know somebody. So, you know, I think I 100% agree. Like, know yourself. I think you should do the work to know yourself, because if you know yourself, then regardless of what you decide to do and the comments that you get from that, it'll be like a shield. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's not dictated on what you think about me. So I think you got to do the work to know yourself. But then also know that if you do something a certain way, you are going to have that reaction, and just be fine with it. So that's my, that would be my thing.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to close up soon. And
any last comments before we end?
Any comments? I don't think we do have one. Jacqueline McLean says, don't be afraid. So to do what you like. Yeah, I totally agree. C. Elaine Rowe Brown says, love yourself always. Yes. Charles Brakely says, awesome and informative show. Thanks, Chick.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for joining me. Joining us, I should say. This is an awesome show, and I think we will have many more with many topics to discuss. I think it's fun to just come out and just talk about these things that many people don't talk about together. It's exciting and it's informative, and I'm just thankful to have you guys on tonight.
Thank you. It was a good time. And if you guys have a topic that you would like for us to cover on Let's Talk About It, let us know. And we can see if we can work that in.
Oh, Tyrone says, awesome show. Oh, and before we go, I forgot. We were going to give out something free.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I don't even have my free thing.
Yeah, we got, hang on, guys. You can,
I'll tell you about
it. Karen, do you have your trivia question? Or what you want to ask someone to see what they would win?
I guess my trivia question.
Gary, thank you, Gary.
I can do a number, like a number from 1 to 50.
Okay. So pick a number
from 1
to 50. Karen is giving out a book that she has written. It's a journal.
Ah, nice.
And so if you pick a number 1 through 50, put it in the comments section. She has that number in her head.
I'm gonna write it down.
And win this book. So you go ahead and type away. We got Charles has 21.
Can you play?
Can we play?
Can you play?
Conflict of interest, girl. Jacqueline McLean says 12.
Trying to get a set. Okay.
Tyrone Rick says 25. C. Elaine Rose says 24. I'm looking at Karen's expression and see who's close. Anybody else have any numbers before we choose? Any other numbers out there? Charles says 28. Charles, you already gave a number.
Yeah, and you can't play. What is going on here?
I know, right? I think that's all of them. Hang on, let's see. Sometimes there's a delay, so we got to make sure we don't want to leave anybody out.
Tyrone said 1.
Gary Brown says 18. Chuck is laughing. You trying to be slick. You got to watch Chuck, man. You got to watch Chuck when he's playing games. All right. So.
Okay. So is Chuck involved?
No.
Okay.
No.
So whoever was closest to 28. Chuck said
28.
So whoever was closest to 28.
They win your book. Let's see. Who was 28? We will check the comments when we come back. But number 28, you are the winner. So Karen will stick that in the mail for you. We'll make sure we get your address and information. Okay. And for me, I have meditation bracelets. Look, I feel like all
right, I gotta go get my thing.
They are beautiful. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Oh, I can't see. I can never get the camera right. There we go. And they each have a different stone. So what I'm going to ask you, I am the bomb.com. No.
He had the closest number.
You think he's slick. And so what I'm going to do for you is whoever answers my trivia question, 4 people, if you get it right, you get to have these in the mail. They are lava stones and they each have a meaning. And I'll write you a little note and the meaning to it. And so I want to know, what is my, Chuck, you can't play, my favorite, my favorite flower? Let's see who gets the answer to that. I know, Karen, you know.
I know.
My favorite flower in the whole wide world.
All right.
I'm glad I remembered. I almost forgot.
I'm glad. Well, clearly I did.
Charles, shh.
Your favorite flower.
My favorite flower, a tiger lily, says C. Elaine Rowe. Mm-hmm. All right, come on, y'all. These are beautiful bracelets. You could even cheat and go on my page. My favorite flower in the whole wide world. We're going to see. I think I'm going to keep my bracelets today. I don't think anybody knows. How could you not know? Tyrone, you all don't know. All right. A lotus. Nope. Close. An orchid. Nope. Take a peek on my page. Gary Brown. Sunflower. Who else out there? Let's see. A few more seconds. All right, Gary, you're the winner. Sunflower. I always post. Jacqueline says a tulip. I always put praying hands, a heart, and a sunflower. It is my favorite flower. My aunt allowed me to plant it right before she passed away, and I just love sunflowers.
Oh.
All right, so we'll make sure we get your bracelet out to you, Gary. I don't have to spend any postage on that.
Run around the corner.
I know, right? All right, what you got, Miss Kendra?
All right. So what I have, for those of you who don't know, I make all natural body care products. So what I have is my More Life body butter. So I'm going to give this away. I'm actually going to give away orange. So it's essential oils in here. And the orange one is the most popular one. So for my trivia, I want to know who knows what the last More Life video was about that posted on Feel Good Talk. Thank you, Chuck. So, and it's not, okay, I'm going to show y'all while you do this. So who knows what it's like? You're probably looking it up. I mean, what it's about. No.
It's a shame we can't play.
We got some nice body butter. Y'all know Valentine's is coming up.
Yeah, that's a nice gift too.
Your skin all soft, smelling good.
Jacqueline says, I don't know. Ooh, Jack.
Nope, Charles.
No, Chuck.
No, you're close. You're close, Tyrone. It's not homemade hand soap.
Super close.
Do y'all need help? You're super close.
Super close. Tyrone is so close.
Come on, Tyrone. You know what this feels like when it's on Jeopardy and then they ask like the contestants Black History Month questions and nobody knows what I don't know. Body scrub. You're so close. Yes, I'll give it to you, Guy, because it's actually a hand scrub, but you can also. So I did a DIY on how to do your own hand scrub that you can also make as a body scrub.
Nice,
so,
nice.
So Tyrone, I'll get your information, and this is coming to you.
Nice, very nice. So we are going to try to give out something free every week.
Tyrone was actually the one that was closest to the number since Chuck couldn't win. So since he was so excited, and this has been an awesome show, I'm so grateful for y'all. I'm going to give him both of the bucks.
Oh, very nice. That is very nice.
That is very nice.
I bet you Tyrone will be excited about that. He'll be excited about that. I am so excited. And so every week we're going to give away something free, and it'll be a fun way to kind of, so be sure to check out our pages so you can know some of the answers because we're going to sneak them in from there. Every single week we'll give out something free on each show. So continue to share, like, and share our page. Continue to support us. We appreciate you in every single way. We've grown so much over. I mean, I haven't been here for a year, but in the last year, and I really love being able to kind of connect with people, especially during COVID when we don't get to connect a lot. So this is awesome for us to have. Author Katie Brown, thank you for always.
Thank you for coming. It was a great conversation. Definitely happy to have
you here. And Kendra, my girl. So we are signing out. Be sure to check us out at www.feelgoodtalk.net. And I do believe it's Feel Good Talk on Facebook. And on Instagram, it's feelgood.talk. I'm looking for that. There we go. We have so many pages. And on YouTube, it's at Feel Good Talk. And then we have Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. I'm sorry, let me go back. LinkedIn is at Feel Good Talk. Facebook is at Feel Good Talk. YouTube is at FGT, Mind, Body, and Soul. Instagram is feel.good talk. And then we have www.feelgoodtalk.net. So we are everywhere. We're on Roku. We're on YouTube. You can always hit the replay. Just the FYI, if you do hit the replay, you're not able to participate in the contest that we had. Unfortunately, you have to be here on live. So be sure to tune in next time live, and then you'll get a chance to participate as well. Jacqueline says, pamper feet. Charles says, congratulations again, Ty. And then Tyrone gives like a little cute symbol, and I do not have reading glasses on, and some hearts.
Congratulations, winners.
The winners. Thank you. And Tyrone Rick says thank you. Love you guys. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Steve Elaine Rowe Brown says enjoy. Jean Kelly says love this show.
Thank you.
Cheryl Robinson says thank you. Came in a little late, I think, but we'll watch. Keep up the great work. Oh, my sisters, thank you.
Thank
yeah,
you.
You can go back and
family
on replay.
All right. So thank you guys for sticking with us. We know we're like way over time, but it was a fun conversation. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And then again, if you want us to hit a topic on one of our upcoming shows, let us know. Just drop it in the comment. And with that, I think we're out.
Yes. Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Love you.